Hello and welcome back to 4am Art. And in this part 2 of 3, we're going to look at more drawing patterns. These look very basic and simple, but they will really help you with not just doodling, but with drawing in general. So if you haven't seen the first part, please check it out, and part 3 will be coming up shortly. So first, let's draw our square, make this as square as possible, and we'll start with the most basic pattern. And these are just hatched lines. Hatched lines are basically just parallel lines, and the goal here is to make them as straight as possible and as evenly spaced as possible. So take your time with this. This particular direction is my most comfortable direction, and you may have a different direction that is better for you, but try to make it as even as possible. So our second pattern is basically the same thing, except we're going horizontal. Now for this particular direction, I find it easier to move from the elbow and or the shoulder and not really move my fingers. Again, we're trying to keep it as even as possible, evenly spaced. And next will be diagonal lines. These are all variations of the same theme, obviously, but just doing these in different directions. Now, some people like to move the table, or I should say the paper, around in order to draw in different directions, but I think it's very useful to be able to draw in different directions without moving your drawing pad. Next will be drawing circles. A lot of people have trouble drawing circles, but it comes with practice, just like anything else. The smaller the circle, I think, the easier it is. So here we're just drawing small circles, but varying the size. And this also helps with your hand-eye coordination as far as drawing the circle, as far as where you started, so that it touches the other circles which you've already drawn. So it helps to visualize exactly where you're going to draw your next circle. You're also, of course, thinking of what size you're going to draw. But just fill the whole square. And you may want to try drawing it in a different direction. I personally find it easier to go counterclockwise. And you can also vary the starting point, whether it's at 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. Just practice this a lot. And again, this will come in very handy later on. As you get closer to the edges, you'll be drawing partial circles. And again, this is good practice. All right, for this next one, it's a variation of number 2 with horizontal lines, except my hand is actually in a little bit different position. And as well, the lines are more of a jagged nature. The whole goal is to practice different line qualities. So for number 6, we're just drawing curved lines. And you could draw these parallel like the previous lines, previous patterns, except here I'm making the lines meet. And here I'm switching the direction. Instead of going from low to high, I'm going from the corner and going downward. Just variations of line production. So for our 7th pattern, I'm just drawing hatched lines again, except they are small groups separated by a space. These can be very quick, and you will use this pattern quite often when shading a drawing. Again, we're trying to keep it as even as possible, so the overall tone for each little island or group is fairly even. And try to vary the shape of these little islands as well. So for our final pattern, it's simply a scribble, but the goal here is to try to keep the overall value or tone of the square pretty even all the way across. So you may have to go over certain areas again just to make it a little bit darker, but the whole goal is, again, to keep it as even as possible. So thanks a lot for watching. Please check out that first video and the third video, which will be upcoming. And please give it a like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.